Des McNulty to be followed by Nigel Dawn.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. This morning I spoke at a meeting of Clydebank Seniors Forum. There were about between 80 and 100 people in the room, mainly women. Many of them have friends or relatives who have contracted asbestos-related conditions, pleural plaques, asbestosis, mesothelioma. Clydebank is the hottest spot in Scotland for asbestos-related diseases, but it's not solely in Clydebank. The west of Glasgow, parts of Tayside, West Lothian, all have high levels of asbestos-related disease. But Clydebank, because of its unique industrial history, its shipbuilding yards, its engineering factories, the concentration of the construction industry, and in particular the asbestos plant that was in Clydebank for many years, is the epicentre of the epidemic of asbestos-related disease. It's a disease that has decimated cohorts of the population. There are people who are not there, who are no longer alive because asbestos has got into their lungs and destroyed the life that they should otherwise have had and affected the lives of their families. Now, this Parliament, over the last several years, has had a proud record of dealing with these people and providing justice for them. In relation to court proceedings with mesothelioma cases, we argued hard on a cross-party basis that people should not die before they actually get their cases into courts, which was what was happening. And we speeded up the process whereby these cases were dealt with. That was done on a cross-party basis. It was done for the right reasons, to provide justice for these people, but it was done. And then we found when the cases were actually coming to court and the victims were getting justice before they died, we found that affected the compensation rights of their families, of the relatives, who previously had been entitled to compensation and now whose claims were disbarred because justice was being delivered. And we in this Parliament changed the law in Scotland to ensure that the rights of relatives were protected. And that was the right thing to do. And what we're doing today is also the right thing to do. The removal of the rights of individuals to claim compensation for pleural plaques was something that had been in existence for 20 or more years, and people had been entitled to claim compensation. The reason that that compensation was withdrawn was because the insurance industry took cases forward to try and evade their responsibilities. Now, that wasn't the first time the insurance industry had tried to do that. The insurance industry has repeatedly tried to evade their responsibilities. They tried to argue that they were only there to pay compensation if it could be absolutely established that a particular company was responsible for the contamination of the individuals. Now, both at Westminster and here at Holyrood, we have sent them homewards every time that they've come to evade their responsibilities. And I'm delighted that we're actually going to do that again. Because we're here not to stand up for the rights of insurance companies. We're here to stand up for the rights of our fellow citizens, as Bill Butler pointed out. And I think that's something that we should be doing on behalf of Scotland and on behalf of the communities that we represent. It's not a party political issue. And I've never taken it forward as a party political issue in all the years that I've been campaigning on asbestos-related issues. We've actually had a situation where people from all political parties have stood up for what's right. I mean, I remember when I first started campaigning on asbestos in the Parliament, one of the people who was first to support me was the late Margaret Ewing. And she did so because she had previously been a member for East Dunbartonshire and understood fully the situation of her constituents at that time and people throughout Scotland. And I'm delighted that Fergus Ewing is continuing that work today in taking forward this legislation. But there have been people from every party who've put their shoulder to the wheel. And as Bill Butler pointed out, the shoulder to the wheel has come from campaigners from Clydebank Asbestos Group in my constituency, from Clydeside Action on Asbestos, people from Tayside, from West Lothian, the STUC, who've played an important role, Unite, UCAT, the GMB and other trade unions. All of them have actually done what is right and campaigned for what is right. And in the end, this Parliament is going to be judged not by the kind of boxing games that we occasionally engage in, the party political squabbling that comes one day and goes the next and is forgotten about. What will be remembered is whether we did the right thing. And on asbestos, this Parliament has consistently done the right thing. And I'm absolutely delighted that it's going to do the right thing again today. Thank you.